Hi, I'm Zach from Corexcell. Today what we're going to talk about is how to perfect your posture with one really simple exercise that's highly effective. First, we're going to go in and we're going to talk about the anatomy, and then we're going to go in and we're going to show you the exercise. And then at the end, we're going to compare it to some other PT exercise and why this is more of a valuable exercise, the one that we're showing you, compared to some other PT exercises. So with this exercise here, what we're doing is we're working this lower portion of the trapezius here, and this is what brings the shoulder blades down or depresses the shoulder blades. Also the lats, this portion right here of this lat, sort of this middle upper portion here of this lat, right into here, this also helps to bring the shoulder blades down and depresses them. So these, you're going to be working this portion of the lat along with this portion of the trapezius here. Also in this exercise, you're going to be retracting the shoulder blades back, so you're going to get a high amount of rhomboid activation here and rhomboid strengthening. Also, because we're involving spinal extension, especially through this thoracic area, we are getting into the erectors, the thoracic erectors. So we're getting into this muscle and into this muscle. And if we hide this here, these go all the way up, and these are going to affect your overall posture. What I want you to understand is that this position that you're learning here is eventually going to evolve into being able to do the lat pull correctly. The reason we don't start out with trying to do the lat pull is because people are just going around forward like this because they don't have the thoracic developed. Lat pull is going to put a lot more stress onto your lats and a lot less stress onto your thoracic. So first we're going to develop the thoracic, okay? And once that's developed and you have flexibility in your shoulders, then you can go in and you can start doing lat pull. But this exercise, even if you don't do lat pull, if you focus on this, this really is the most important element to develop just for your overall posture. And it's also going to correct your shoulder deficiencies in your lats. You're going to feel your lats working when you do this. But again, it's putting a lot more stress on the thoracic than the lats. So now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do it with a pole, okay? And as far as the pole goes, just use a broom, okay? Anything like this, around this thickness here, you're going to be fine. Just keep your hands just slightly outside the shoulder line here. Okay, if you get too wide, you're going to have a tendency to round. If you get too narrow, you're going to have a tendency to round. So right here is a really nice position. About 3/4 down on our chest. This is where we're going to try to pull into, okay? You don't want to be middle of the chest because your shoulders are going to round. So about 3/4 down, just above your nipple line here and above that the bottom portion of your sternum, so right around here. You want to stay away from the chest, okay? If you start touching, you're going to round, okay? Even if you have the flexibility, it's just a lot better to keep it away from that chest line there so you can really then pull the shoulder blades back and down because that's what you're trying to correct. So you can start right away with this exercise using the band. We're just going to show you, just because it's easier for position, just do a set or two without the band just to get an understanding, and then you can go right to the band, all right? But, so you're just going to grab outside shoulder width, and look what I'm going to do with my feet. I'm not letting my knees touch. The top of my feet, I'm pushing in here, okay? And then all you're going to do is, again, keep this about 1 inch away from your chest and arch your back as much as you can. And what you're going to do is, see how my hands are about 1 inch, my palms are about 1 inch off the floor. Okay, this is the position you really want to be able to get into right here. All right, and notice how my hands aren't dipping here. My palms are parallel with the floor like this, or not like this. So when you're doing this, you want to feel almost like your elbows are trying to touch each other back behind, okay? Like they're trying to form like almost a V shape, okay? So your elbows are really coming into your sides this way, like this. They're not going out like that to round the shoulders, okay? So if we look at it this way, it's here, not here. In and back, and then really try to pull your shoulder blades back and down, okay? Pinch them back as much as you can. Don't let them shrug up this way. Now, if you don't have the flexibility, you can't get in that position there, all right? What I want you to do is just stay down lower and just keep your hands just a hair off the ground. Don't let them touch. Just keep them a hair off the ground, and you'll just be a little bit farther ahead of your chest, so maybe like 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So you might just go right to there, and that's where your flexibility basically limits you, okay? And then as you do this over time, you're going to try to get up and keep those hands about an inch off the floor right there. So if you mastered this position, basically the base of your neck, okay, right here, that big bone that kind of sticks out at the bottom of your neck, and then your sacrum, you're going to notice that if I draw a straight line, okay, from there back to the sacrum, you're going to notice that the base of the neck here is about 4 inches above the sacrum. Okay, just like so. Now we actually showed you this exercise a couple months ago and we had it without a pole, okay? We're constantly updating and improving our exercise to make them more efficient. And this exercise here is part of our Rehab app. It's called Corexcell. 12 exercises to fix your entire body. You can't get the app on the App Store, so just keep that in mind. So just click on the link and it'll take you right there. So you can also see some other sample exercise that we use in Corexcell. You're gonna get a band, okay? All you're going to do is you're going to take your broom or your pole, just going to stick it through the band, make sure it's close to the center point, okay, of the band here like this. And you're going to take that same position, and now you're going to apply the start point to this exercise. And again, make sure you're staying about an inch away, about 3/4 down on the chest. Elbows in, okay, this way, don't let them go out. And notice my hands, okay, are about an inch above the ground here. And if you don't have the flexibility, you might be here, you could just start the hand just a little bit lower, just a 1/2 inch off the floor, and you can work it like that. And as you get better, you really want to arch up. Notice how I'm not touching here, okay? 3/4 down the chest, look at the elbows. I'm not doing this, they're staying flat. It's the exact same position that you learned initially. Notice when I'm doing this too, that my face stays parallel with the floor here. I'm not going like this. Face down, parallel. So as far as weight loads go, okay, don't try to pick a crazy tension. It's not about that. It's about just getting the right positions. So generally I'll start an athlete off, just with a light band. You can go with either 5 to 7 pounds, and then what you want to do is build up to 10 to 15 pounds of tension. And when I teach lat pull, even with athletes that have the flexibility, I'm always staying about an inch away from that chest line there, just so they're never going to round forward. They're always promoting the right posture. This is the problem, is everyone touches and then they end up doing this. So with PT, what they do is whenever you have a rhomboid and a lower trap weakness, they'll do just scap work where you're just pulling your scaps back like this. What happens is that gets into the rhomboids a lot, but it does not affect as much as the lower traps. Or they'll do single arm exercise where you just go like this. So the lower trap development never really gets developed with those exercises. That's why we created this exercise, because it's a combination of both.